President Trump says that whoever may have killed Charlie failed in what their ultimate mission was.
Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before.
Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard is here. Tulsi, we haven't heard from many administration officials on camera other than the President of the United States, and I'm hoping you can characterize for us how you're feeling at this moment, the mood in the administration. We just saw the Vice President of the United States carrying the coffin of a hero.
Yeah, Kaylee, I, like other members of the president's team and cabinet, was in the White House when Charlie was shot. And when I got the news, we weren't certain about what his condition was at that time, but obviously very, very concerned and shocked. Shocked is the feeling that I think was there. And then as things developed, unfortunately, very quickly, you know, Charlie was a friend to so many of us, a dear friend, someone who inspired countless numbers of people because he truly lived what he preached. I had the privilege of being able to go with him to some of these college campus visits, and it was just amazing to see how he really encouraged people who disagreed with him to come forward. When he'd have people who stood in line and they would come and say, "Hey, Charlie, thank you for you know, the great work that you're doing." He would thank them for the kind words and then ask, "Is there anyone in the crowd who disagrees with me? Please come forward and ask your question. Cut to the front of the line." His expression of kindness and respect to those that he was engaging with, even those who walked away still disagreeing with him, really is the inspiration that I hope we can all find in our grief at the loss of one of our country's most brave and courageous champions of freedom, champions for our Constitution, our God-given rights.
Tulsi, I know every agency is using everything in their power, the FBI, the DOJ, everyone is trying to find this killer at this moment. We have heard about the messages on the bullets. Are you able to share with us any information about what those messages contained?
Not at this time, Kaylee. The FBI is working on this. As you said, they're conducting their forensics. I would like just to say on this point, though, about the shooter, and especially given today is the anniversary of the Islamist terrorist attack on 9/11, there's a common characteristic between Charlie Kirk's assassin and the Islamist terrorists, Al-Qaeda, who attacked us on 9/11, in that they both sought to silence those who they did not agree with. They both recognized that their ideologies, their views would not stand up to being challenged. And yesterday, sadly, what we saw in this shooter was using violence in order to take away Charlie Kirk's voice and take away his ability to continue to inspire in such an incredibly positive way others to exercise our God-given rights to free speech. These people are fanatics. In Al-Qaeda, these Islamist terrorists, they are so-called religious fanatics. Yesterday, Charlie's assassin is a political fanatics, but these fanatics have to be stood up to. We cannot allow them to intimidate people into being fearful and therefore silent.
Without a doubt. And I'm sorry to cut in on you, but I do want our viewers to see right there, that is a live image that you are looking at as Charlie Kirk's casket is being unloaded from Air Force Two. There appears to be a motorcade, and we will watch this live. The crowd is gathering. These are his supporters. And Tulsi, this is something we've seen across the nation on college campuses. The people who have shown up, the text messages that I have gotten from people who are not conservative, who said, "I discovered that my kids love Charlie Kirk." People who have turned out nationwide, and hear this crowd gathering to honor a man who changed the course of history, arguably. Tulsi, I think you would agree. He's responsible, very likely, for why you're sitting in this job, for President Trump being elected. He was a key player as we honor him tonight and look at these pictures.
There's no doubt about it. He was always there for me when I picked up the phone and said, "Charlie, I could use your help." He helped me and so many others in times where I wasn't even aware of it, and I would hear of it third hand, but really it was his motivation. Charlie so deeply loved this country and sincerely valued the principles and values that are enshrined in our Constitution. He lived this appreciation for freedom and used his life to inspire others to stand up for those principles, was unabashed about his love for God, his faith in God, and treated everyone, no matter who they were, no matter what their background, no matter their views, with respect that is inspired by God's love for all of us.
Tulsi, and as we look at this, that door opened on Air Force Two. I know you've been on Air Force Two and Air Force One, as have I, and we can expect at any moment to see Vice President J.D. Vance come down. We know when they loaded onto Air Force Two, you saw Erica Kirk there, beautiful wife of Charlie Kirk, their two children. They're bringing Charlie home. And, you know, you spoke, Tulsi, to the faith of Charlie Kirk. And I also want to speak to his love for family. That man loved Erica Kirk, loved his wife. Erica said it was her dream come true, marrying Charlie Kirk. He was the one. I had the pleasure of being around them. I'm sure you did too. It was a love story.
It was such a beautiful, beautiful love story. I remember having dinner with them shortly after President Trump won the election at Mar-a-Lago, and just telling them how, you know, the night that the president won the election, they shared this video. Charlie was live streaming the whole night. And when they announced that President Trump had won the election, Charlie had tears running down his eyes. Erica was hugging him and holding him in her arms. And she said, "Charlie, you did it." And Charlie shook his head and he said, "No, God did this. This is all praise goes to God. I did nothing." This speaks to the center of their marriage being God, the strength of their love, their courage and their commitment to put service above self, to put the well-being of others above their own. My heart is devastated for Erica and those children, and the vice president being there and just wrapping them up in the love that so many of us have for them, and the knowledge that, you know, Charlie can now rest in the warm embrace of God's love.
Yeah, Charlie is with his Savior tonight. We know that. Tulsi Gabbard, thank you for that beautiful tribute.
Thank you, Kaylee.